Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank my colleague, the President of the Georgian Parliament, for his visit here with the Georgian delegation, which is very important at this time of the year, because we are Malta, as being the smallest country in the European Union, but we were the first to reaffirm the support of the Georgian people after the signing of the EU association agreement with the EU, Georgia and the EU. We wanted to lead by example. We are a small state like Georgia, of course it's bigger than Malta, but we have a lot to contribute from our experiences. We spoke about how we can enhance the importance of supporting issues like how we have to have better economic growth, how we can discuss how to have better legislations in our countries to address issues with regards to enlargement of the market. We also discussed about education, which regards Malta's contribution to the Georgian students, with regards to the MEDIC, the diplomatic studies services within this academy, and also with regards to the International Maritime Law Institute, which is the institute of the International Maritime Organization of the United Nations, situated in Malta. But the most important is that we agreed, and this was also agreed in other meetings that were held with the President of the Georgian Parliament and his delegation with the Foreign Affairs Committee and European Affairs Committee here in Parliament, that we should immediately establish the Maltese-Georgian Friendship Parliamentary Group. Because through that, we can keep our momentum of the excellent relations we have, but of discussing important issues that we can put together on the agenda from time to time in order to not only debate, but to come to common goals, to come to common grounds on how we can put the way forward. We are putting the way forward as a full member of the European Union, and Georgia is in that direction. And we have to support Georgia all the way, because we had the experience that if we don't support and do solidarity among ourselves, I mean, the global issues, problems, we have a lot of issues. I mean, we discussed the problem of the immigration problem, the problem of terrorism, the problem of the ISIS, which Georgia also is suffering from these problems. Not only Malta here and Italy in the Mediterranean. Georgia is having a lot of refugees coming from Syria and other countries. And it has the experience since the 80s of having internally displaced persons, how to handle them, etc. So we can share these experiences together thanks to this important meetings that we had. We also made it very clear that Malta is always in support of Georgia's territorial integrity with regards to the international recognized borders. And I'm speaking about the occupation of Abkhazia and South Ossetia. We are within the European framework of collaborating with the EU with regards to the Geneva International Convention and the EU monitoring mission in Georgia, which Malta also contributed and will contribute to this extent. So we have a lot of work to do. I thank once again my counterpart, the Honourable President of the Georgian Parliament, for being here and for the fruitful talks that we did so far, and that we should continue in the coming day or two during the official visit of this Georgian Parliament delegation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The delegation of Georgian Parliament visited this country first time, and this is the visit which was organized after you came to our country. And we are very glad that you contributed so much in this process of strengthening relations, ties between our countries, and I want to thank you personally for that, because after your visit to Georgia, we saw some other important visits Some government members of Malta came to Georgia. Georgian government members are active now, looking at new opportunities for cooperation. We are now strengthening the ties between our parliaments by establishing friendship groups, and they will continue daily work to each other. We also agreed that our parliamentary delegations in different parliamentary assemblies and international organizations will closely cooperate and exchange their opinions before making decisions. And I believe by that Georgia and Malta can strengthen our positions in Europe, in the world, and we deserve it because we are small countries, but we are countries who want peace, stability. We want the world becoming less dangerous. We want to defeat terrorism. We want to defeat all the other processes which are disturbing people and which are imposing problems to our countries. As you rightly mentioned, Georgia suffered a lot with the aggression and occupation of our territories by Russia, and we are very thankful that Malta was always following its policy of recognition of Georgia as independent, sovereign, and supporting its territorial integrity. We are very thankful for your position at the UN voting when Georgia presents the resolution of rights to return for internally displaced persons. We are very thankful that this country was first country among European Union members who ratified association agreement of Georgia with the European Union. This was a very symbolic move, but I believe this symbolic move will be expressed in many other things, particularly in these days. There's a very important event for Georgia, Eastern Partnership Summit in Riga, where integration of Georgia will be discussed together with Moldova and Ukraine. And we have your word that your country will continue supporting this integration process, particularly visa liberalization agreement with the European Union. During our discussion, we identified a number of areas for future cooperation between the countries. And that's not only parliamentary level, it's still on the level of business communities who could find mutually beneficial ideas and projects, especially after the fact that Georgia, being associated with the European Union, becomes a very important place which connects Europe and Asia by all means. It's a transport corridor, it's energy corridor, it's a place for logistic hubs where we have projects to increase the capacity of our seaports, and new ports are under construction. And these are the areas where Malta has traditional, historically established trademark name, and I believe we could cooperate in these directions as well. So I believe in this era of globalization, our two countries can not only be good partners to each other, but to demonstrate how countries and nations who are quite far away from each other could be helpful and could follow the same coordinated policy in order to making our life and our future more safe, more stable, and more prosperous. And I cannot stop here because we all are under impression of this great country. We had the opportunity to visit some of the places of historic heritage, and we are just very glad that we discovered this country once again, because we heard a lot, but for many of us this was first visit, and the impression is of course much higher than we expected. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.